Hello and welcome to Clumberville. My name is Dr. Clumber and this is a hybrid between a Let's Play and a progress report. I don't know. I haven't quite decided what to call this yet. But you are looking at the wonderful city of Clumberville. Well, I say city, it's only got 7,500 inhabitants. But that is irrelevant. It is the start of my empire and I am going to talk you through every bit of what I'm planning, how I'm doing it, but what I'm not actually going to do too much is show you the actual gameplay of putting it all together, because frankly I've recorded, this is like my third attempt to record this sort of gameplay, and each time I look back at it and I think, why would I watch this? It's a bit boring. So instead we are just going to go and do a talk, a chat about the city and give you an update on how things are going on a regular basis and just keep you engaged with Clumberville. That is the idea. I'm going to stick to it and hopefully you will enjoy this content. So what have we got? Well, this map, I forgot what it's called. It's one of the fishing maps, the Sunset Harbor maps. And I will begin by saying that I played this the last time. I extensively played this 3-4 years ago, so a lot of the DLC and content like that I haven't actually played with yet. So it's a bit of an exploration, a bit of fun, and actually I am really enjoying it. On this map you can play with fishery. We're going to talk about that a bit more. You can see it there in the distance. But you can also just do all the other stuff that you can do with all the DLCs. I've literally got all of them. Don't check my credit card because yeah, so this is a wonderful intersection junction thing that the game actually put in. One of the things I always found really annoying was the inefficiency of the junctions that the game had. You might hear some sound, by the way, every now and then from outside. Don't worry about that. This intersection is beautiful and this is one of mine, and the difference is quite palpable, but I'm not going to worry about that. That's one of mine and that's actually quite decent. So the idea is to talk you through this all. One of the reasons that I've not actually recorded up to now is because I've had all sorts of audio problems. So I'll just elaborate why you might hear a car or an ambulance or a tram every now and then. Basically I was using RTX voice and it did weird stuff with my audio. I didn't like it. I've reset everything. I'm balancing and I hope it's better. So let me know in the comments if it works for you or not. Also let me know in the comments if you think this will be fun, but I think it will be. So this is the starting block, if you like, of the city. We've got here Belmont Square, which is mixed residential and commercial. So you can see there's a bit of commercial in here, a bit of commercial here, and then high residential. We've got a utility zone here, which is my water and the electricity and the waste and stuff like that. And then we've got some industry, just general industry here, which is, well, the map finished here, that line there, like that. And I ran into trouble. I wanted a station. So I bought this bit of the map, that's why this is empty, and that's why this looks a bit funny. I'm going to finish that off in a bit and make it into what I think will be quite a nice traffic friendly industrial area. I might be wrong, but I hope it will be. And then we've got a number of roundabouts and things and a number of extensions. So I built this just now. It's not quite finished. I'm not happy about the way this looks here, but this is going to be the main road that unlocks Spruce Hills, which I've already designated. It will connect to this part of town as well, but I'll come later. This is the last bit I've added, by the way. It's a bit of residential, high density residential. And this is where the game officially wanted me to start. So I just put in a roundabout to loop the traffic back if it wanted to, so it didn't have a dead-end motorway. But that's all to be exploited yet as well. We haven't got anywhere near the limits of this map. And actually I think it's a really pretty map. One of the reasons I picked it was because of fishing. This is the Sunset Harbor extension, and it allows you to go and send fishing boats out on these blue lines, and then they pick the according colors, so shellfish and anchovy is what I'm fishing at the moment, and that's working quite well, because what that does is I sell fish at the fish market. This area eventually will all become commercial, and the fish market is part of that. And then I also have a fish stick factory, or whatever you want to call it, and that's doing quite well. That's making me quite a bit of money. You can see down here my weekly income is pretty good. It fluctuates a lot. Apparently that's a side effect of the industry's expansion. Yeah, we'll cope with that. So here we have fish farms. I don't know what fish they produce. They just seem to produce generic fish, and actually I think they all do, which, you know, they talk about shellfish and tuna and all that stuff. It doesn't really seem to work like that, but that's fine. So let's talk about what I intend to do. Well, this here peninsula is pretty, right? We can make this into a really nice residential core, like the heart of the city type thing. Build a connection with this motorway, build a connection with this railway, eventually have that railway connect to here. So we'll probably kill off this industry anyway at some point and make a railway line along here. Yeah, so I think this is a good heart of the city type place, a bit like Manhattan or something like that. Then here we've got our Queens, or whatever you want to call it. So that's also going to be pretty dense, residential and all that. And then we've got plenty of space around it as well, which I really like about this map, to build other stuff. Airports, universities, campus, what's it called, the varsity stuff, and all that sort of goodness. And then here, these little islands, I actually unlocked this map bit on purpose, because these are oil islands. And again, I've not played with the oil or even the industry expansion, so hopefully we can do something fun with that. It looks like it will be a bit of a challenge, but we'll make it work. And then we've got farming here, more oil here, ore here, we've got green stuff here, lots of stuff we can do. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to playing this city and making it work. One of the things that I always find funny about the game is this. It started with this motorway in place. I would never build a motorway with swings like that. I would just put it straight ahead. I think they did it to go around these rocks, which I suppose is fair enough, but yeah. So let's do a bit of building and a bit of expansion and a bit of this, that and the next thing. And I think the one thing I want to do, you can see that this junction here links the industry via this roundabout here, and you can see it links to the railroad station, the cargo station. I don't really want to overload this, and I don't really want to overload this road either, because this road connects to, you know, everything else. But I also don't want to build another junction here. So what I've decided to do is actually make this into a roundabout and have another loop come off to the industry, and then we're going to fill in this whole area as industry. We always need more industry, and we might as well start building that up. So yeah, I've only just finished this, and when I finished it I thought, you know what, I've done this the wrong way around. I should have done this better. I placed it here because actually it's in between the two junctions, which is good, but what isn't so good is that it's a very low capacity junction, and we need it to be a high capacity junction really. So that's the job for today. Let's just get on with it. So step one, undo what we did before. Sorry, right, yeah, you're going. That's it. Okay, good. Unfortunately, our lovely features have to go, and to make our life a lot easier, we are going to be flattening. Level, click with the second, I always get this wrong, secondary mouse button, choose target height, and then click and drag with the primary to get it right. Okay. Well, this is going to take ages. This is probably why I often get it wrong, because I use the ultra strength one and then just destroy everything that is there. But this seems to work. Maybe I'm getting better at this. We'll get rid of this bit here and that bit there, and we'll continue our leveling. Do a bit more of that there, and yeah, we'll make this the same height, why not? Using a very small brush, we'll make that a bit bigger. Give us plenty of room to actually, you know, build a proper junction here, because the other thing that I will need to do at some point is basically raising the whole mountain here, which I don't need to do. I've gone through my money, so I'll start running the clock. The other thing I need to do is exploit this area. You know, we do want something sensible in there. I don't know what yet. It might become another neighborhood. It's got a nice sort of river location, but yeah, to do that we need to make sure that it all works. I'm not too worried about the traffic here. It can actually use the main route to come out, so we'll let the clock run a bit and we'll start planning what we're going to do. So building a roundabout, I've got I've got loads of mods installed, but the extended what's it called? The extended network extensions mod, I think, is what I'm using. This is just a box standard motorway stretch though. We're going to build that across there, and then we're going to build it across there, and then we are going to loop it into each other and hope it comes out alright. I can fix it all with the move it mod. Let's switch this off because that really annoys me. I can fix it all with the move it mod, so I'm not particularly worried if it looks a bit off. Yeah, that's actually not that bad. We've got a bit of counterintuitive road going on, but we'll fix that as well. Tidy this up a bit. There we go. That looks alright to me. Make that just a bit there, there. And you can see why whilst I'm doing this, and generally if you do like this sort of stuff, the fine detail stuff, then let me know, but I don't think this makes for great let's play content. I might be wrong, and if I am, do let me know and I'll continue this series as a let's play, but at the moment I just feel that it's all a bit tedious, I think is the right word. So I want to have a proper connection here, but I also want to build a connection here. So I'm going to see, I actually think I will restructure this whole lot, actually, thinking about it. I just want a simple two-way, one-way, two-lane going. Do I? No, I don't actually. I will use this because that should keep traffic flowing. This will come off here, drop down to that, and then straight on like that, and then we will use simple two-way and connect it. Might have to fix it a bit again with the move it mod because there seems to be a bit of an angle there that we don't need. Like that. That's perfect. And actually, you know what? I've done that slightly wrong. This can all be one way as well. Like that. So we've now got a nice loop. All that does is take traffic to and from the cargo station. And actually it can use the roundabout then to loop back and connect to the industry zone. So the industry zone, I built this road like this on purpose to disconnect this roundabout. But now I'm thinking I don't really need to do that anymore. And again, we might well change that whole road situation up. Or actually, let's look at what we can do here. So this is just a box standard 4-lane road. We don't need to upgrade it. We need to I want it there. We're gonna slightly angle it. I need to make guidelines on again. That works for me, I think. No, you know what? We're being daft here. We're being daft here. That won't be the first time you hear me say that. And we are going to raise this road all the way through. Like that. So now, because it's up in the air, we can build connections underneath if we want to. So one of the things we could do to make sure we get police cover here is build what I call a surface road. And again, you need to fiddle about with it a little bit to make it work. But the surface roads function is basically very simple. Get surfaces, there's a big fire there I've just noticed, get surfaces from one place to the other. So you block all the other traffic, and I should do this actually. Like that. Do we want a bus? Nah, there's no reason for a bus. We don't need taxi. We certainly don't want trucks. So all we get here is recycling and SOS vehicles, aka ambulances and police and fire services and all that. So this road won't actually be used by anybody other than services. So that's good. And then we can actually build a link here. Yeah. Thinking out loud. But that's always useful when you're doing a let's play. Yes, because then people know what you're thinking and how you're getting it wrong and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, it's not the prettiest, but there's no four-way junctions, four roads coming together, so that'll do me. And I will build a bit here, a bit there, and I think we'll find the traffic will become too much for this zone. But when it does, we'll sort it out at the time. I'm not going to traffic manage it on camera. There's too much effort involved with all that. Like that, like that, like that, like that. A tiny bit is definitely going to cause me problems. Right, so that's that. Then we can add our industry. Oh, we've done that bit. What else do we need? We need to check if we've got fire cover. We've got a fire raging already, we don't. So I'm out of money, so we need to run the clock anyway. But yeah, having a firehouse in here does make sense to me. Just to improve everything. Oh, wouldn't it be great if it would squeeze in there? Or we could put it on this service road. Yeah, let's see what happens if we do that. Yes, look at that. Perfect. So this service road is now literally for the services. Do we need police? Yes, we do need police. And again, we haven't got enough money, which is not a major problem. You can see, by the way, with this view, I'll show you in a second, that the traffic management is really important in this game. I'm sort of assuming all of you know this game quite well, so I won't explain the details too much. But what I will do this episode is actually talk you through some of the design decisions that I've made once my town is burning down because I've got natural disasters on. I don't like that particular mod. I might switch it off altogether, but we'll see. So the main thing is traffic needs to keep flowing, right? As soon as traffic hits junctions where there's too much going on, it stops flowing. So the motorway is my main connection, right? This connects everything to the outside world. So this needs to keep flowing. So what I tend to do is build build roundabouts. It helps if you connect it to the motorway. Build roundabouts that actually, you know, help to manage. Have I got this the wrong way around? I have, haven't I? Yeah. Okay. Good. We're paying attention. Ah, this let's play stuff. It's so difficult, isn't it? So I tend to build roundabouts off motorway junctions because they actually help with the flow. And the flow is all that really matters when it comes to traffic. Can I get that to fit nicely? No. Yeah, that'll do. Because the flow is where the game decides whether something's going well or not. And I think people get that wrong sometimes. I think people in this game, who play this game, look at capacity rather than flow. And that, I think, is one of the main difficulties with getting this right. You know what, let's anarchy that, because I know that'll work. So I don't understand why it wouldn't. And then here, we'll do that. That. Much better. So flow is important. So these angles that I've just put in are really important, right? They make sure that you get traffic coming off at a smooth rate. What we could do actually, and again, a lot of this I've learned from watching YouTube videos or the YouTubers. Biffa calls this lane mathematics. So if you don't know Biffa, Biffa plays indie games. Have a look. He's an awesome YouTuber. Knows what he's doing, and he explains lane mathematics in great detail, which frankly is the ideal way of looking at this game. So what you see here is that we used to have a junction like this where you have 3 lanes going ahead with 1 turning off. We don't really want that. We want things to flow. So here we've now got 2 lanes going ahead and 1 coming off. And the same happens here. No, because this road here is not optimized yet. It is now. So now you can see the arrows have changed. Yeah? So pretty straightforward. This will stay. This might well turn into 4 lanes. Because I've got 2. No, we'll leave that as is. I might have to do some magic on that, but we'll do that off camera. So yeah, roundabouts off motorways help with the flow. They keep traffic moving. The other thing that I'm always wary of is not putting junctions too close to each other. So this is okay, but this here, you can see it's already tailing back. So we need to make sure that we get better flow coming off here. And we're going to do that again with a mod called Traffic Manager. We're going to look at this. I only want people going right on the right hand lane. And actually we'll make both these lanes turning right. So if you're going ahead on here because you're having to go to this road, you have to stay in the outside lane. If you're going right here, you have to go to this lane. And the other thing we will change here is the allowed. Ooh, how do you do that again? I can't remember, so I'm not going to tell you that I can't remember. But I don't really want them lane switching here. The other thing I want to do is that. So what this does is make sure that the roundabout has always got right away and that anything coming on the roundabout doesn't. That seems counterintuitive, especially with this short slip lane here. But what that does is it just makes it so you can get on here easier. Because all this traffic, they shouldn't stop there. Did you see that? Yeah, it flows fine. I'm not unhappy about that at all. Wow! Okay, so this doesn't flow anymore. We've now got so much traffic coming in. They're all going to this new estate. That this roundabout here is basically underpowered. That's what's happening here. There's not enough movement capabilities. So what we're going to do again is make sure the roundabout is priority. You can see that we've got loads of people coming on, wanting to come. Where are they going? No, we've got an infarct. We've got an infarct. We need to fix this now. So we are going to get that, I think. So 2 lanes off, 2 lanes on. Yeah, that'll do, I think. And then we need to make sure what we haven't got here is the connections. So again, I don't want anybody going straight on from this lane. I don't want anybody going straight on from that lane. I don't want anybody going straight on from that lane. So each lane becomes dedicated to be a turning lane. Yeah? Obvious? I think it's obvious. I might be very wrong, but I think it is pretty obvious. We also have traffic lights here. Traffic lights really don't help in this situation at all, so they can go. So let's see if that's fixed anything. There you go, it's flowing now. They've got plenty of room to come off and get on where they need to get on, so that is not a problem. The other thing that I will do, because this is going to be a busy roundabout, is just upgrade it to a slightly better road. Am I, or am I just... No, you know what, I'm going to do it manually. So I'm going to say that you can't park on here. I don't want people parking on this roundabout. That's just ridiculous. Don't park there. There's a car park here. They don't need to park here. Period. And then the other thing we will do is look at speed limit. Yeah, we'll make that 60. I might be wrong, but I think that'll help with the flow. You know what, the road's around at 50. So we'll do that. That. And then this road could be quicker, couldn't it? So we're going to make that 70. Up. That should have gone all the way through. Yes, it has. Good. And this is a 40 road, and I don't need that to be 40 either. That can be 70. That can be 70. And then 40 around here, that's fine. And the emergency services can go 70 again. So we'll see, we'll keep an eye on it. But traffic management is one of the key elements of this game. You can also see here, this junction here is probably going to get quite overloaded. I'll just keep an eye on it, but I might extend this 4-lane road into here, just to give us a bit more room to play. It seems to be okay. Yeah, and that it's going to this roundabout here and then it gets distributed again. It's absolutely fine. So that seems to be working okay. You can now also see that we haven't got any residents. We're short on people working in our new industry zone. So actually we could start thinking about what we're going to do here. And we will do that. We will have a look at that. I did put the infrastructure in here ready to extend to this side, but actually we're too far away from the industry and I'd rather just get it right and build it on here, because we can connect this industry with the residential here with a bit of a loop, a bridge over the main road, just like we did here with the service road to get to the bins and stuff like that. So yeah, that would make sense to me. Well, before we do that, and I will do that off camera anyway, let's have a look at some of these things. So the traffic, this roundabout, we just had a look at it. It seems to be okay now. It's still busy, and it's going to be busy because it's connecting a lot. It might be worth making this an overpass, a flyover. We'll have to think about that. But actually, it seems to be sorting itself. This roundabout here, this will cope fine. I'm not worried about that. This here, I've had a bit of a play around with. I might have to kill this connection. And you know what? I think I will do whilst they're here. So this is because it's such a close connection. It makes it difficult for people. And I don't really want it to make it difficult. So we're going to just put a bit of a road back in. But not connect it. Just like that. So now we've got a dead end. That makes this junction a lot better. Got another bloody fire. That makes this junction a lot better. It flows a lot better. And again, I put surface road in here just to make sure that we could get traffic to and from this area. So yeah, that's all working fine. These big roundabouts like this, it's always a good idea to avoid 4 roads into junctions. So that roundabout does that, and then this roundabout just, I don't really need it, but I think it's fine, it'll do. And we can build a nice beach park around here coming off here, so that's gonna happen at some point as well. So yeah, this is these fires are really annoying me. We should be fighting them effectively, but we can't reach. I really don't like that about that content, that DLC. I think that's really stupid. I have to apparently spend 55,1400 a week for a depot for fire helicopters. I don't mean to be funny, but there's not a city I know in Europe that has fire helicopters, and I doubt there's very many in America. So that's a bit of a silly addition in my opinion. Right, I am going to call that an episode for now. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did like it, do let me know. You know, I don't want to do too much building on camera. I will just update you every now and then. I'll play a session. It's quite a slow game to play as well. So I'll play, I'll make it look good, and then I'll come back to you and basically show you what we've done and where we are. And yeah, let me know if you like this as an idea for a series. And see you soon. Bye bye. Dr. Clumber out.